The heart of everything that we speak about will come from the understanding of what Christ has already accomplished. And the subtle deception that has taken place in the churches really begins with the resurrection of Christ. That's the heart of the deception. And it is so significant to understand that what Jesus said was going to prove that he was the Messiah is the first thing the enemy used to deceive the church. You remember, let's read the scripture in Matthew, because this is the heart of what we're going to talk about. He said there's only going to be one sign that proves that I am the Messiah. And that sign is that just as Jonah was in the belly of the fish for 3 days and 3 nights, so will the Son of Man be in the heart of the earth 3 days and 3 nights. Now we all understand that Jesus is saying that, but the first thing that people celebrate is a Good Friday and a Resurrection Sunday. We have to understand that that celebration is not in keeping with what Jesus said. Because 3 days and 3 nights, it's like you go to a hotel, and you go to the hotel and you say, I want to stay for 3 days and 3 nights, and they come to you after 2 days and 2 nights and tell you you must leave. And you've already paid for 3 days and 3 nights. Well, that's not what I paid for. Well, that's what you're going to be, that's what we're going to give you, 2 days and 2 nights. So that kind of mentality is what the church has adopted. In Matthew 12 is where we were going to read that first scripture. Matthew 12, beginning of verse 39. But he answered and said to them, an evil and an adulterous generation seeks after a sign, and no sign will be given to it except the sign of the prophet Jonah. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the great fish, so will the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. That's why the attack of the enemy was on the resurrection of Christ. That's the foundation that changes the reality of this world. The resurrection of Christ. So if you wanted to destroy what Jesus came to reproduce in the earth, you would destroy that supernatural power that God demonstrated through His Son in overcoming death. Because that is the bondage that controls the mentality of the people on this planet. That's the consciousness of sin. That's the consciousness of death. That's the consciousness that Jesus has not overcome. That's what religion produces. That bondage of fear. That theology of fear. Because that's how you control the human condition. Do you follow me? So Jesus said, I'm going to reproduce sons who understand my resurrection. Look in Luke 20. This is our central verse. Verse 36. Luke 20, verse 36. Nor can they die anymore, for they are equal to the angels and are sons of God, being sons of the resurrection. You can't be sons of God until you're the sons of the resurrection. There's a lot of messages out there now about being sons of God. Well, that's great, that's wonderful, but first you have to be the sons of the resurrection. And that's a critical area that the church has been neglecting and not understanding for years and years and years. That's why this theology of Good Friday and Resurrection Sunday is such an abomination, because it absolutely destroys what Jesus said he came to prove, that he was the Son of God.